time and money. The two enemies of personal creativity are always time and money. Most of us spend most of our time doing whatever makes us money. Not because we love money, but because we need food and shelter. Our personal projects go on the back burner as we spend our precious time doing things for money. Almost a month ago, I purchased an old Canon AE1 and some vintage FD lenses, and I still haven't had a chance to use them. I've spent hours thinking what I want to shoot, where I want to shoot. I've even put together a little plan. Finally, I've carved out some time so the first part of the project, the shooting, can happen today. The editing? Well, let's plan that for the next time. But that's okay. Creativity is always a little messy, and for personal projects, you get to do them when you can. So in the bag today, we have the Canon AE1 and the Vivitar 28 to 70 millimeter Blackmagic pocket cine camera full frame with a Canon 28 millimeter on it, 50 millimeter, 85 millimeter, all those are Canon lenses, and then we have the Vivitar 70 to 205. And lastly, we have our 1 to 5 ND filter. Just to give you a clue as to where we are, so from LA, we're going here and then down and around basically to the Long Beach area. But Long Beach is probably about 3 miles still, maybe not quite that many miles, the downtown area. But right around here, we're in the Marina. So we came in from the south, parked right here. We're going to get on my bike and head across the street into this thing that's called the Marina area. It's really not a marina at all. It's really it's an oil field, so I'm not sure why it's called the Marina, but that's what it's called. 28 millimeter f11. It's not a great scene, nothing really wrong with it, but I think it'll work for what we're trying to do here today. I think I'm going to pan just the smallest amount here from the road over. What's nice about this system is we are fairly wide compared to what we would be on the on any other pocket cameras with the Super 35. We'll see how that comes out. I'm going to shoot a still of this with the AE, and probably use a zoom in a little bit, get a little bit of this, this road going down. We're going to go 500. Yeah, F8, we're going to try that here. I liked it at F11 on the other, but I think we'll go with what the meter says on this one, just because we want to test out the camera. Then we're going to go up to the end of the street, cross over, and there's like this little nature area. Again, I don't think I can get in there, but I can shoot some very cool stuff from the street. There's another little more nature area up there that I think I'd like to photograph, do maybe some video on. Then down here is some buildings. My hope here is to get just the movement against the blue sky. We're using the 85 millimeter, we're at f4. Everything looks pretty good through the viewfinder. Not sure if you can see it there at all. So I think we got something going. I've decided I'm not real happy with the way this looks after all. So I am going to go with the natural density filter. Throw that on, and I think we're going to go down to, how far should we go? About 5 stops, and that gives it a little different look. And then on the way back, there's some buildings that are really cool. I'm hoping to photograph some stuff there. This has always been one of those areas where I have driven past and thought I could probably get some nice shots here. Looking at it, maybe it's this time of day, I'm just not seeing much. I always like the flag waving, and I thought maybe the little close-up of that building there, but maybe because of, like I said, the light, it's just not doing much for me right now, and I just think we're better off passing them by. Then we're kind of stuck just coming back because there's really not much for a while until we get to the bridge. Once we get to the bridge, we're going to be looking what I think is the boring direction, but I'm not really sure. It's part of the problem about going past places at 30 miles an hour. You're never sure if there's something interesting there or not. You won't know until you get out, take a look for yourself. It's actually not a bad view, but it is kind of the boring side of it. Then we're going to go down into Naples. This is a little island, actually. We're going to go down into this area. There's a fountain here. I haven't looked this up on Google or anything, so I have no clue what this is going to look like. It is the one thing I wish this camera had. I don't miss a lot of things that this camera is lacking. I always shoot in RAW anyway, B-RAW, so that doesn't really bother me. A lot of the other things don't really bother me. But the ability to have the internal ND filters, that was really nice. And it's not that it's that hard to put one on. It just takes a little bit of time. It takes away from the experience a little bit when you can just push a button like on the other ones. So I do wish it had that. That's the only thing I think that this camera is missing, but for a full frame sensor, I can't complain about it too much because, I mean, where can you buy a camera? I bought this when it was on sale. I think it was like $1,500. Full frame, B-RAW, beautiful color. It's amazing. And these lenses are actually working out pretty good. I really like these lenses because they do have that little bit of imperfection. So here we're going to try to get some lens flare from the sun and then kind of pan down fairly close into this water spouts here. And this is going to be a little bit of a tricky movement because I don't have a way of focusing other than what the lenses can't come with. I'm going to try to start at the sun and then move it down. I've got to shorten focus because I am at f1.8 on my 85 millimeter, and so I want to get this in focus right there, that water dripping over. And so I'm going to have to undo the ND filter at the same time I am focusing and ideally moving this down. We'll see how we do. Then we're going to kind of sneak out this back way, come back up to the Marina on the back side. I've never been there, so I don't know how that's going to look. I was hoping there was going to be something here, but not a thing. I mean, boats. And if you haven't shot them before, I'm sure that's really interesting, but nothing exciting on this side. Then we're going to come back up over the bridge. Then we're going to be looking to the side that I think is pretty cool. That's the plan. So, after it's all said and done, it'll look something like that. Anyway, here we go. Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll tune in next week when we'll look at the stills and video we shot.